So I finally made a decision on a Jasada fragrance, and based on the title of my video, you can probably tell which fragrance it is. Thanks for coming back again, guys, to watch another video. Stick on by, we're gonna have some fun and get into this full review. So allow me to explain myself. But first, let's go ahead and talk about Jasada as the company. They were started in 2013 by a group of two brothers. They were they're from Zurich, I believe, and they created a fragrance. They want, everybody has an artistic side to them, or some people have an artistic side to them. So they wanted to create something, and they came up with the company. Now, two of their first offerings were Uomo and Donna. I did sample those fragrances. Donna has like more of a cotton candy feel, and Uomo has a more of like a woody feel to their fragrance. But I decided to go with Ambassador. Now, a lot of their fragrances are kind of like, they have fragrances that would be considered designerish, I believe, for me personally, and then they have some fragrances that I have not been able to access yet. Sample wise, I'm not sure about blind buying them because they're kind of expensive. Not kind of, they're very expensive. They're $350, and for me, my pockets I don't feel like digging that deep in my pockets to just try to grab some of their fragrances. I don't even know if they're good or not. I haven't checked. Anyway, let's get it back on task. So let's talk about the box here. So the box has Jasada on it. You have the Ambassador. It does state that it's for men. Now you got the nice little logo and the information on the back. Now, here is the bottle. Now you have the nice bottle here. I got the 50 ml. Now, just to mention that the 50 ml can be purchased for $85, and the 100 ml can be bought for $120 directly from their website. Now, they do sell it elsewhere outside of the website, but you're pretty much going to be paying the same price. You can't really get this from discounters right now. Now you have the Ambassador, and then it says by Jasada, and they're very proud that they're from Switzerland. It is a magnetic cap. The cap itself is not necessarily heavy. It's not heavy at all. And it's not necessarily super light. It's not super plasticky, but it's just good enough. And the atomizer. Now, let's go ahead and spray that on really quick before we talk about the notes. Well, now this is my first time spraying this, and hopefully that's not how this fragrance sprays. Okay, much better. And let me show you that in the air. All right, so yes. All right, so let's talk about the notes. What do we have in Ambassador? Now, Ambassador is a fragrance that has notes of, in the top notes has green mandarin, apple, cardamom, and violets. In the heart notes, there's lavender, black pepper, peony, patchouli, and mango. And in the base notes, vetiver, amber, vanilla, and moss and teak. Now, let's talk about this fragrance. Now you definitely get a nice fruity vibe. It's very fruity, woody. You get some of the spices in this fragrance. You get so specifically, you're going to pick up that cardamom. A little bit of cardamom adds a little smoothness to the fragrance, and the black pepper adds a little bit of actual spice to the fragrance. You get a little nice kick with this one. So in the top notes, that's pretty much what you're getting. And the fragrance is very nice. It's very fruity. It's very aromatic. You get a little bit of lavender. Now the mango note isn't super like authentic. It's not an authentic mango note, but it's doing just enough. It does just enough to give a tropical feel to the fragrance. Now, once this fragrance dries down, it adds a little bit more of the pepper, and the mango stays through, and then the vanilla comes through. Now, once this fragrance dries down again, you start to get a little bit of the Sauvage DNA. That's for me. I did look up on Fragrantica, and some people disagree and some people agree. You know, everybody has different noses and everybody's skin reacts differently to fragrances. So this fragrance here has a little touch of Sauvage, not Elixir, but EDT, and you pick it up more so when you're smelling it on skin. Now, when you're in the air, it's not super present, but occasionally you do get little whiffs of it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little bit of Sauvage. Now, if you don't like Sauvage, don't let that scare you off from this fragrance. It has, like, because for me, I don't like Sauvage. Now, it's because of the ambroxan note, and I believe there's an ambroxan in this fragrance, even though it's not listed as a note. I believe it is here present. Now, I believe they do just enough with this fragrance. I believe it's the tropical feel, and it smooths out that ambroxan, the pepper note that's definitely present in this fragrance. It is listed as a note, and makes it a much more easier to wear fragrance. Now let's talk about the performance. Now the performance on this fragrance is great. You're not gonna have any issues there. You're gonna get 8+ hours of performance. I sprayed it on earlier today. It carried me through the life of the day. Now as skin scent is not projecting, you know, the whole life of the day, but it does perform. Now let's talk about the projection. Now you're gonna get about 2 to 3 hours of very good projection, easily past arm's length. And then the sillage also is very good. Very solid performing fragrance here. Now, after the 3 hours of projection, you're probably going to get a moderate projection after maybe like another solid, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then after that, it starts to dial back down to like a skin scent. So about 5 hours of solid projection for me off of my skin. Let's talk about similarity. Now, this one has, you know, similar notes to me to Sauvage. Now, I don't want to focus too much on that because it does, it's not exactly like Sauvage in any type of way. But it has something in it that just kind of gives me that like scent memory where I'm like, y'all, you know, take and put some, you know, sneak some ambroxan into this fragrance without, you know, mentioning it in the note profile. But anyway, now this one is, if you were trying to think about Ambassador Intense, I do not have that bottle, but I do have a sample. And with this one here, it smells very similar to Elixir. Now this one has little hints of Sauvage EDT, but this one has Sauvage Elixir. And these two, they don't smell that similar. They kind of took this one and went a different route with it. And it's not a bad thing at all. But when you're trying to say if this one's like this one, no, they took out the mango note from this one, so this one's not super fruity. It has some sweetness in it, but it's not like overly sweet. Now character, I'm gonna say this one doesn't have a lot of character for me personally. To my nose, this one doesn't have a lot of character, and that leads me to my next topic. Let's talk about appeal. Now the appeal is very mass appealing. I do think many people are gonna like this fragrance. It has a very designer-esque type of feel. Even though this is a niche house, I don't think this is their niche offering from their house. It's very sweet, very fruity. It has that woody essence. It has that ambroxan that's common in a lot of scents. Even though it's not listed, it has some pepper in it too that can give you that ambroxan feel. But man, I believe this one isn't doing anything super groundbreaking, so it's not going to be super challenging to too many people's noses. Now, if you don't like sweet scents, don't buy this one. I believe that's not going to appeal to your nose. But if you want to try it out, you know, their sample is only $5, so you can try it out and see if you like it enough. Now, for me, the appeal, I really wanted something to tie me back to Switzerland. I didn't really buy too many souvenirs while I was out there, and I wish I discovered them while I was out there. But I wanted something that, you know, reminded me of Switzerland, and I wanted to be able to say this fragrance house is from Switzerland. Now, season, I believe this fragrance you can wear year round. I believe this has a particular season. I believe this is a very well-rounded fragrance. Now, due to the sweetness, you might not want to wear this during the heat of summer. However, during the evening, I believe you can wear it. And you can wear this, as far as the heat of summer, I mean, if you like outdoors. Now, if you're inside a controlled environment with some AC, you're good to go. Go ahead and wear this one. Now, occasion, I believe this can be a signature scent. I believe you can wear this to work. I believe you can wear it, even though if you wear it to work, don't spray too much, because the scent can be loud enough to piss off some noses that, but if you want to annoy some coworkers, go ahead and add 14 sprays minimum. But you can wear this during the evening while you're going out as well. However, I'm not sure if I would wear this as a formal scent. You can if you want to, but I believe I personally have scents in my collection. If you're a collector, you probably have more scents in your collection that you would feel are more suited to a more formal environment. But you can wear this for that. I believe this is a unisex fragrance personally for me, but I believe it leans masculine because of the pepper, because of the ambroxan, and some of the slight woody nuances that are in this fragrance. Now, value, everybody has their own opinion on value of a fragrance, but for me, let's talk about it. Now, due to inflation, a lot of fragrances are going up. They're not a lot more expensive, but they're just enough to, for people to notice. So I don't really know how much this fragrance when it first came out, but I don't think it's gone up by much. Most niche scents haven't gone up by much. But if you look at a lot of designer fragrances, they've gone up. You're paying a decent amount of money to pay for those fragrances now. Now, I believe that you get a solid bottle. The bottle's nothing terrible. Get this nice this is pretty unique to have the labeling of what the fragrance is here on the top of the bottle. You get a magnetic cap, which is also nice. It holds the bottle very well. And I believe you get what you pay for. However, now if you want to say the scent, like is a designer smelling scent. Now, again, let's focus on something else. Just this company is based in Switzerland. In Switzerland, it costs a lot to live out there, and a lot of stuff out there is expensive. So this should be expensive. So I mean, if you're going to look at that, I don't know everything about economics, and I could be wrong, but I believe this is why this fragrance house, at least this one, is priced at where it's priced. However, if this was an American-based company, I would be inclined to say this could be sold for about $20 less. Now let's talk about overall. So overall, I do like this fragrance. I definitely like it. It performs very well, though it's not super unique. I'm just happy to have something from a Swiss-based house. This is for me personally. The scent isn't really doing anything groundbreaking, but if you like something tropical, something a little woody, something has a little bit of spice in it, then I believe this one can be for you. It's not like something that smells super natural or anything like that. It's a little bit of a touch of some synthetics in this fragrance, which is why I believe it performs so well, because I believe you have to have synthetics and fragrances to do its job regarding performance. And though I believe Ambassador Intense is a more unique fragrance, it smells too much like Elixir to me. So that's why I chose to go with Ambassador, the original. So with all those reasons, I'm going to give this fragrance a 8 out of 10. I believe that's a very average score. It's doing a lot of things well, but it's just missing a few things. It's missing some character, and it's a little too linear. So if they had some of that going on, I would give it a higher score. So, but it still is a good fragrance to me. It's just not great, but I do like it, and I will be wearing it. So guys, I appreciate you stopping by to watch another review. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope this fragrance review brought you some type of joy. And until next time, I'm signing off. Salute.